Friday. Well, hey, Miss Patricia and Mr. Miss Patricia Bowman and Mr. Frank Bowman. Good morning out there in Elk Grove, California. How y'all doing? Man, they're a great, beautiful couple, I tell you. Miss Perry, part of the bakery organization. Good morning. Miss Patricia Robinson. Pat Robinson, boy, I love that color on you, young lady. Boy, you look stunning over there. Whoa. Hey, I'd like to thank also Janet. Thank you so much, Miss Janet. Miss Joyce Brewer, thank you so much. Miss Dominic Young, I see you. Miss Belinda, how you doing, young lady? That colors look good on you this morning. Mr. Dave Colbert, thank you so much. Miss Zoe, part of the bakery organization. Miss Caroline Baker, part of the bakery organization. Mr. Manning, good seeing you, sir. I like that, man. Looks good. Got it all trimmed up there. Okay, Mr. Gray, part of the bakery organization. Our friends in Japan, thank you for joining us in Japan. Mr. Ryan Swallow in Sacramento, California. Can we give Mr. Bree Clemens a hand for putting this together? And we have Miss Natalie in Las Vegas. We have the dignitaries on. Oh my God. Miss Jocelyn Driscoll, Regional Vice President. Wow, was on our call today. Woohoo! Lord have mercy. Celia, thank you so much. And we got the Mr. Grossman out there. Miss Natasha Ismail, Regional Director, thank you so much. Regional Director, Mr. Brian Baker, Mr. Devon Templeton, Mr. Bill Howard, Miss Martinez in Iowa. Love to have you. It's a good thing. Rose Guerrero, Regional Director, thank you. Mr. Chris King, Regional Director. Mr. Marvin Carter, Regional Director. Mr. Daryl Ranson, good seeing you as well. Winston Herbert, good morning, sir. Miss Gail Wiggins, Mr. Lance Kelly, thank you so much. Oh, wow. Miss Regional Director, Miss Evelyn Phillips in Fresno, California, thank you so much. Miss LaCoya down there in San Diego, we need to talk, young lady. She's a regional director and her salon got open, so we're going to talk soon. Miss Castro in Phoenix, you're doing a super job. Welcome aboard to the ETL Circle, young lady. Thank you so much. Mr. Gaston, thank you so much. Wow, who else we got? Mr. Brian Blends in SoCal. Lady V from New York City. Mr. Chris King, sir. Good job you did the other day, sir. Miss Hayes, thank you for joining us. Mr. Edmund Smith, look at that big, little, beautiful smile. Miss Janice, thank you so much. Mr. Lee, thank you for joining. Mr. Polos, thank you for being on here. Mr. Bradley, good seeing you, sir. Andrew Stewart, thank you. Mr. McDowell, thank you. Miss Evelyn Muskie of a bakery organization. Cassie Perry, thank you so much. Mr. Steve Unger, thank you so much. Look at all these people on it. Mr. Bill Bailey, oh, congratulations, your brand new IBO, Mr. Bill Bailey. Got a brand new IBO. Text me the information this morning. See, that's what leaders do. They text the upline numbers of the new people so I can congratulate them. And have a lot of new people that joined this work. Matter of fact, if you got new people, we're going to be highlighting them tonight on Al's Happy Hour. We're going to have some fun tonight on Al's Happy Hour. Just get ready for it. That's all I'm going to say. I've been preparing for this. And then tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock presentation. Saturday, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Sunday, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock presentation. But tomorrow night, I'm doing a leadership at 6 o'clock p.m. Tonight's happy hour at 6 p.m. And then Sunday, I'm going to do a training. Ooh, it's Father's Day. Can we give all the fathers a hand out there real quickly? A little early, happy Father's Day. Men, I'm going to do a talk on Sunday. Wow, I'm going to be coming from Dr. Miles Monroe, The Purpose of a Man, and you don't want to miss Sunday. Woo, women, you can listen in too, because I'm going to be talking directly to the men of what it means to be a man. Whoa, I've been working on this for over a week. Let me shut up if I start tearing up and getting all emotional about it. Because a lot of men does not know what it means to be a man. Anyway, let me Anyway, folks, we got a great call lined up. As you well know, we have follow-up Friday. Let's see, we got a good little group on here today. Awesome. And I want to thank everybody on the call today. We start off this week with Miss Jocelyn Driscoll. She did an outstanding job. My gosh, she's with us every Monday in the month of June. And then we have my dear friend, Mr. Jordan Allen, join us this week. Man, we had so many people on there. We had 168 people. Yeah, we'll have him back again. Beach Money. And then Mr. Miles from the home office of Vivid. Did you enjoy those stories? We have real life stories of how Vivid saved people's lives. We're going to have him back again on July 15th. So mark your calendar for that one. He's amazing. These are amazing live calls. This is great tools to help build your business. These are great, awesome tools. And then Mr. Dean Torelli sat us down yesterday and went through getting people qualified and then setting a goal for ourselves. He did a fantastic job, Mr. Dean Torelli. He may be back with us tonight at happy hour, but man, he did an outstanding job yesterday. And then last night, the 1 through 10, Mr. King did a fantastic job doing the 1 through 10 last night. We have quite a few people on that call, so thank you. And also today, Mr. Nelson is with us. So let's see if Mr. Nelson out there, everybody. Miss Ismail, is he out there, Miss Ismail? Mr. Nelson?
Not yet.
You out there? Huh?
Not yet.
Not yet. Why don't you text him real quick? Because knowing him, he probably did an all-nighter. You know, I thought I was the only one doing well. You know, it's amazing how we get so wrapped up in this business that we just push, and we push ourselves to unknowing limits because we don't know limits. We just do what we got to do to provide what we got to provide. And some of you, I resent the text out this morning that he was going to be with us. But I'm going to kind of, while we're waiting for him, I'm going to talk about the skills. I think I'm gonna wait for him to. Well, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me do this while we're waiting for him. I'm gonna talk about some things that's. Write this down. You got your notepads, your journals. Write this down. You know, I'm always got messages. I got more messages sometimes. But I'm gonna talk about the 7 deadly pitfalls for beginners. Siete. And biblically, 7 means what? Complete. So I'm gonna talk about the 7 deadly pitfalls for beginners. See, matter of fact, let me see how great my message is. Look, I got them all written out here. Look. Am I prepared or what? Look at this. Am I prepared? It's like a leader. I told leaders, just don't shoot from the hip. Write your stuff down. Be prepared. I can tell when somebody gets on there and just shooting out of there, you know what, compared to somebody who's organized. So as a leader, get organized and don't wait. If you're going to speak, don't wait till the last minute to put something together. I put stuff together 3 and 4 weeks out in advance and have it ready. You may not need it then, but have it ready. You know, Jeff Rohn said, you know, just have it ready. Be ready. So I'm going to go through this. 7 deadly habits, 7 deadly pitfalls for beginners. 7 deadly pitfalls for beginners. Now, number 1 pitfall. There are 7 deadly pitfalls that must be avoided to be successful in network marketing. Now, Monday, we had a great conversation with Miss Jocelyn Driscoll. She was amazing. I mean, absolutely amazing. And I love how she challenged people. That was such a great. And my Tuesday, my buddy, Mr. Jordan Aller talked about, you know, all the things he had to go through to become successful. 11 different MLMs, never made any money, any of them. But he kept hanging in there. And some of you don't compare yourself to somebody else. So here's the first one. Pitfall number 1, reinventing the wheel. Everybody wants to reinvent the wheel. Write that down. Reinvent the wheel. Yes, since March 18th, we entered a brave new world, which means what? Who moved my cheese? And I was talking about who moved my cheese. And as I was talking, Miss Harrison, Miss Patricia Harrison, and Mr. Frank, she held this up, you know, Out of the Maze. And I didn't have that book. Guess what? I got the book. Bought a couple copies. Thank you, Miss Bowman. And because, see, some people get caught in the maze. See, since the 18th of March, there are 330 million people in the United States. Look, they got a first mortgage, second mortgage. They're stuck at home. God put the world on a notice. Uh-oh, Lord have mercy. Put the world on a notice. He stopped the axis of the world. The world cannot move. The world cannot shift. And all of a sudden, the clouds opened up. The stars lined up. And God said, hey, it's a new, brave new era. Get ready. So your cheese has been moved. Mother and father sitting at home, parents sitting at home. They got a first mortgage, second mortgage, 2 kids in private school. They got a boat up at the lake. Man, their $300,000 a year job went down to $100,000. Some just got lost in the mix and they don't have a job now. And they're looking and praying. And if you're not willing to shift, and I talked about that before, pivot, and hit the reset button by learning new ways. So I put this on here about a year ago, online. Guess what, Al? You need to learn how to make money. What? Online. This is a sticker for me, not for you, for me. This is over a year ago. And I kept looking at that every day because I knew that eventually things were going to go to what? Online, like the other day. Now, we have the perfect business as we have it right now to go online. So the first one is don't reinvent the wheel. 3 things you need to learn how to do in this business. One is how to sell. S-E-L-L. Why is that such a bad word? Because your whole life, broke people, mom, dad, school teacher told you, don't sell. Your salesmen are bad people. Who told you that? Broke people. Some people rather go to H-E-L-L than S-E-L-L. I'll say that again. Some people rather go to H-E-L-L than S-E-L-L. You've been doing it your whole life, but you don't know it. You've been doing it. Look, first thing a baby learns to do is sell you. They need some milk. You've been selling your whole life. You don't need a sales course to learn how to sell. You come out selling. Your diaper's dirty. Okay, clean my, you know what? All your life you've been selling. When I would sell real estate, I used to walk in the house with a couple and I'd ask the wife, I look at the husband and hear what I say to the husband. How do you like the kitchen? Guys don't care about a kitchen. Women care about the kitchen. I walk in the bathroom. How you like the bathroom? I'm looking at the guy, but I'm actually talking to the woman. Women buy, guys, you just sign papers. You have no idea. You have no idea. But you weren't trained how to sell. I'm going to talk about that Sunday, man, about women and what you need to know. Lord have mercy. Sunday, I've been waiting on this message. Boy, I've been praying on this. But anyway, you got to learn how to sell. Do you realize it take the act? Look, everything in life is selling. You got a boyfriend, girlfriend, married, significant other. Somebody sold somebody. You walk down, yeah, it's all sales. It's all sales. You walk down the street, smile at somebody, they smile back, you sold them a smile. But all your life, you've been told not to sell. You got to learn how to sell you. One is how to sponsor. One has to learn how to sell. One is how to sponsor. And one is how to train people you sponsor to sell. Sponsor and train them how to sell. Hey, where's them we do? Hey, make a list out. Why? Because we're going to get your friends as customers. Oh, okay. So if you get your friends as customers, what are you doing? You're actually selling. But we hate to use that word selling. We hate that word selling. Train your people how to sponsor, to sell, sponsor them, how to train them, how to sell. If you're having trouble in any of these areas, find someone in your upline who is good at it and learn how to do it better. I got a brand new IBO in Nashville who's in, I'm not going to talk to her yesterday for a while, her boyfriend, well, anyway. And I talked about how to build this business. And she said, oh, I'm an introvert. I go, well, you never make it as an introvert, dear. Who told you can't? Who told you? Who told that? Who put that thought in your mind? See, let me write this down. When a baby is born, a baby only has two fears. Just two fears. Two fears. The fear of loud noises. Ah, they cry. The fear of falling, they'll grab you. Watch this. Loud noises and the fear of falling. Everything else we put in that child, you put in that child. You put in that child. A child does not know how to be prejudiced unless they listen around it. A child doesn't know how to do anything but unless you put it in it. A child learns from what they see from mom, dad, sister, brother, sister, cousin, uncle, aunt, school teachers, pastors, preachers, deacons, and bishops, and rabbis. That's how a child learns. You hear the old saying, the apple don't fall too far from the what? Tree. There's a reason why. So what have you been dropping on your kids? Why you think the way you think? See, that's why we got the idea sales are bad. No. Everything in life is sales. See, you have to understand what society told you. Everything they told you was do the opposite. You'll be successful. In school, collaboration is cheating. No, in the real world, we collaborate. In school, you're taught to be an individual. No, we're taught to build teams in the real world. See, everything you've been taught has been wrong. And I can't, so you got to look at it this different. You were taught sales are bad. No, sales are great. If you can't sell, you can't do nothing. Robert Kiyosaki talks about that in all his books. So you're having trouble with any of these areas, find someone in your upline who's good at it and learn to get better at it. Learn. Why do you think we have these calls? Learning how to get better at our trait of network marketing. Learning how to get more customers. Miss Giles and Driscoll did a great job. Mr. Dean Torelli did a great job this week at helping you understand how to, he stretched you yesterday, how to get more customers. Hey, you got one, do more. He just stretched you. Because all our lives, we were taught how to follow orders. Ding, time to get up from the bed. Ding, time to have breakfast. You know the exact second when you had that job, when you had to walk out that house when that weather reporter come on. Otherwise, you're going to be late. Do you realize your car know how to get to work without you in it? You just start the motor, you look around, oh, I'm already at work. You had no idea how you got there. You're so trained for failure. You see what I'm saying? So ding, it's time to get to work. Got to check in. Ding, got to sit at my desk. Ding, lunchtime. Ding, go get off for lunch, go back to work. Ding, time to get off work. Ding, you're trained by the bell. You're trained by the bell. So understand, that's another lie they told you. You got to sharpen your skills to talk to people. Skills. Next, pitfall number 2, a small time attitude. If you're the CEO of your own $1 million business, do you treat it that way, or do you treat it as a hobby? See, I treat my business like it's worth a whole lot more than that. If I looked at my income, let me try to evaluate. If I look at my income, right, my monthly income, multiply it by 12, and then take that number and multiply it by 10. That's what the net worth of my business is. I don't treat, you know what I treat my business? I don't treat like $1 million. I treat my business a lot higher than that. See, you keep looking at the smallness of your business. Now, let me see if I can find, I did it, hold on. We treat our business real small. And that's why you don't understand the value of what your business is worth. And I did a talk about that. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I did a talk about that. Okay, gotcha. I did a talk about that, which we'll come back to. But you treat it small, and that's why you don't think, I could go to the bank and borrow money against my business because it's a true business. But right now, our gentleman who just got on the call, he's on the call now. Without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to my compadre, my dear friend, Mr. Nelson. This gentleman, as you well know, if you're a guest today, which I doubt we have any guests on here, we might do, but let me tell you about him. He's a father, he's a community leader, he's a mentor and a thought leader, a modern day thought leader, a futuristic thought leader. That's how great he is. He's been seen in all the RVP retreats. Our last was in the Bahamas, and dear friend of Richard Branson, been on Nectar Island. Les Brown, they do a lot of things together. Matter of fact, on stage at his graduation his promotion was one of the best promotions I ever seen. Before that was Martin Cerruto, but he out-topped Martin Cerruto with the SVP promotion with Les Brown on stage, and Marvin Sapp sang and brought the house down. I mean, I've seen people that didn't know who. Let's just put it this way: he moved the crowd. He moved everybody. And amazing. So without further ado, my dear friend from Southern California, the one and only, the great Mr. Nelson. Good morning.
Great morning. How are you?
Fantastic, sir. Fantastic.
So I have 7%. I'm going to go get my battery at 2%. I'm just going to keep talking until I see it wears out. I'm in the middle of the jungle. How you doing, family? Okay. Al, you left me?
Huh?
So just leave me. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, beautiful. Well, family, good morning. Good morning. I appreciate my family for waking me up. I wasn't asleep. I traveled 10 hours yesterday. Al, can you indulge me and buy me like 4 minutes? Let me just go get my battery so I don't have to stop in the middle of a flow. Can you do that for me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Okay,
so
I'll be right back.
All right, very good. So let me see if I can find those notes, because I don't think you guys understand the value of what your business is. And I talked about that a while back. I'm trying to go through my notes real quickly here. But the value, think about what is your business worth? What do you think my business is worth? Why do you think I treat my business like I treat my business? Yes, that's why I treat my business like I treat my business. This week, what do we get paid on the 1st? Every Monday, we got a check, don't we? And then we get a check for the residual. So we got 2 check week. So just the value of that. So let me move on. I'm gonna have to dig that up, because that was profound numbers that I talked about when I talked about how to evaluate your business by your income. If like I say, with a $200 check, well, anyway, I'm going to get back to that. I'm going to dig that up and come back with a whole message on that, because I think we need to go over that again. Number three, pitfall number 3, making yourself the issue. Oh my God. Whoo, Lord have mercy. Making yourself the issue. I've seen this so many times. People get involved with the business. Ms. Giles Driscoll, I know she experienced this as a regional vice president. I know Chris King and Ms. Rose Guerrero experienced this as a situation. Mr. Brian Baker and I'm always talking about this situation as well. Because they're out there moving and grooving and making things happen. Ms. Evelyn Phipps is another one who understands this situation. And Ms. Darlene Evans, I think she's on out there in South Carolina, making themselves the issue. A lot of times people come in this business and they go, this is my person. They get 1 person, 2 people, maybe, and they're going to guard them and let me take care of them. Let me. And what do? They end up killing them on the vine. They don't get out the box. They don't get qualified, because these are my people. These are my people. These are my people. See, that's the problem, making you the issue. You're the issue. You don't want people to base their perception of the business on what you have done or don't do. Wow. Maybe you're just starting, but on what can you, maybe just starting, but on that, you can also improve their lives. But you can't improve anybody's life if you're not willing to let somebody else help you build that person. Because I get a lot of IBOs that think, oh, well, I brought them in, these are my peeps, I got my peeps. And all of a sudden they get in, 30 days go by, they don't get qualified. The people drop out because why? The sponsor wasn't strong enough to understand, pass it to the upline and let the upline pour into them. Lady today, I'm sending her this book out, Go Pro. And I told her, I said, you know, I sent it to her. I said, I'm gonna send this book out to you. I talked to her yesterday, her and her boyfriend, and we were talking, and they've been in the business. They have network marketing experience. And I just picked her up and started working with her. And I said, I'm gonna send this book out. It's something I like to send out to all my new people called Go Pro. You know why? I always travel. When I travel, I always buy 25 and 50. When I travel, I always take 4 or 5 with me, because my job is to put what I've got here into them. And also, this is one of the best books in network marketing by Eric Worre, Go Pro. And I told her, I said, now on page 102 and 103, I always highlight this out when I send it out to people. You see it's highlighted? Every one of my books I give to people, I highlight it, because I want to understand page 102 and 103 and 104. It's all highlighted. Now, if you will, I'm going to read it to you, because he was talking about how he was not a great recruiter, and he interviewed. So game plan interview part 1. I'm going to read this to you. He validated the decision as a distributor. He would say things like, congratulations on making a great decision. I'm proud of you for taking charge of your life. Are you telling people that? Are you making them they feel like they made a great decision? From now on, watch this, from now on, things gonna be different for you and your family. When last time you told a distributor that? I've always, it took less than 5 minutes, but it always ended up with the discussion. No doubt that they had made a great decision to be a distributor, was gone out of their mind. Because why? He validated the decision, why a great decision they made. And he went on to part 2 of the game plan, page 103, those want to follow me. The second paragraph says, if you're successful in this business, you're going to be the one who creates success, not me. I'll repeat it. If you're going to be successful, who? You, the new IBO. If you're going to be successful, it's going to be because you created it, not me. Not me, you. You're going to create it. And if you fail in this business, it's going to be because you created that failure, not me. So what he's doing? He's putting the responsibility on that new IBO. A lot of times we want to carry the weight. No. Now you're going to be the difference between success and failure. Let them know. You're going to be the difference between what? Success and failure. I'm here. I'll say it again. I'm here. Why am I here? I'm here to guide you every step of the way. But there it is, whatever, but I can't do it for you. I can't do it for you. I'm here to work with you, not for you. I'll say that again. I'm here to work what? With you, not for you. That's a job. I'm here to work what? With you, not for you. Wow, that was a radical concept, and so different from the conversation I had when I got a person started. Notice what he says there. I said things like, I get paid, amateur, I get paid from what you produce, so I essentially work for you. Well, this kind of expectation, do you think that's set for my new distributor's mind? I like to say, we're going to build a business together. When that wasn't really true. They needed to build a business, not me. I could be the resource, but I could not do it for them. And so many times, what do? We want to do it for them. The next thing he'd say, my job is to help you become independent. Listen up. To become what? Independent. Stay with me. To become what? Independent from me as quickly as possible. Do you agree that's a good deal, a good goal? Yes. Yes. I'll read that again. The next thing he would say, my job is to help you become independent. Independent for me as quickly as possible. Do you agree that's a good goal? Absolutely. Absolutely. That was the second. Now here's the third thing on page 104. Those are with me can follow me on second paragraph on page 104. This was highlighted. Watch this. This is the third thing he would say. The third thing he would say was, there is certainly going to be, oh, I love this. There's going to be ups and downs in building your business. There's going to be what? Ups and downs. I'll give it to you in a minute, Mr. Nelson, once I finish this statement. There's going to be ups and downs in building your business. There's going to be good times and bad times. I'll know when you're in one of the bad times is when you're not calling me and you're not showing up for the meetings or PBZs, or you aren't on the calls. If I start hearing excuses, this sort of thing, when that happens with you, and it happens to everybody, it happens to everybody. That's what he's telling them. It happens to everybody. How do you want me to handle it? So how do you want me to handle it? Do you want me to leave you alone, or do you want me to persist and remind you why you made the decision in the first place to join us? How powerful is that? So you're getting the right expectations set up for your new IPO. And with that, Mr. Nelson is with us. Sir. All right, let me know when you're ready.
Can you hear me now? I'm here, I'm ready. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'll take that as a yes. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Well, I was listening to the pieces that you were just sharing in regards to independence. And more than anything else, I like dealing with the elephant in the room. And one of the things I want to share with you guys heard me speaking about LAUGH, which is love, acknowledgement, and forgiveness. And when you're looking at the shakeup of leaders going elsewhere, I want you guys to write down, when you have time to talk about somebody else, you don't have enough going on in your own life. When you have time to talk about someone else, you don't have enough going on in your own life. And so I've been getting like all kinds of texts and stuff in regards to this post, in regards to Ahmed. You gotta understand, this is like my little brother. It's like I'm the little brother to Al Thomas. Al Thomas wants nothing but the best for me. And so I'm really taken aback in a couple of different directions, but I want to address it to each one of you. You have leaders and you have sheep. The sheep make a lot of noise. They have a lot of conversation about a lot of things that have nothing to do with them. Here's what I'm going to tell you. If you don't live in Korea when it happened with Mr. Wu, if you don't live in the UK, if you don't live where Ahmed, Assad, and where Lizu live, if you don't live with these trouble, how are you worried about a hurricane and you have challenges in your own house just cleaning up? Or if where you live, everything is already settled, everything is great. How does a person have time to have a lot of conversation to buy in to the white noise? Are you guys with me on that so far? Nod your head if this is making sense.
Yeah.
Now you got to understand, when you're actually building a business, this is the most, there's 3 stages to where we live right now. The first stage is known as purification. Okay. And so this has nothing to do with the leaders that are going where they're going or what's happening with ACN. This has to do with life. You need to know where you are in life. Right now is a time in which things are being purified. People are going home and forced to be at home with their husbands and wives that they've been running from their husband and wives for 20, 30 years. Some people have not even wanted to go home. I know men that go home and they drop off their stuff before the wife gets home and heads to the bar. Baby, I'm at the local bar. So they're being forced. There's some people that are being forced to be parents that have never been parents in their life, that now have to do homeschooling and are sitting up there going stir crazy because they were never taught how to be a parent. People are being confronted in this purification time of things being changed and shifted in a time in which everything is different. That's number one. Number two, it takes you into the second phase of reflection. So it makes you look at things. You should be looking at at the organization of your house, the organization of your business, the organization of your goals, the organization of your dreams, the organization of your finances, the organization of your credit, the organization of being able to flatline and truly sink in and set solid goals with pure focus and no distractions for what you're doing in this business. Now, if you've been in ACN past a year, have you ever gone a week and you've earned a check and you not got it? So if you're still getting a check, what the hell are you talking about in any other capacity? The company is more economically sound and powerful than you have ever seen in your lifetime. Everything is on track. All you need to worry about is your division of building your franchises. There's some people that buy 20 McDonald's, decide to sell it and go buy some Carl's Jr.'s. There's some people that buy, Starbucks and decide to go and, hey, I want to expand into Canada and Starbucks isn't as big, so let me get into Tim Hortons. You need to focus in on your franchise. First of all, do you have 5, 10, 20 franchises? Do you have 5, 10, 20 RDs? See, that's just the store itself. That's not owning a business. A business in this business, to just have one store, if you're an RD and you haven't learned how to make it profitable, in there lies the challenge. So you can't have a discussion about somebody leaving the company if you haven't gotten to a minimum of $500,000 a year generated in this business. To me, that's my subjective opinion. That's just totally my subjective opinion. People are like, well, they're sending me these text messages. I was like, have you gotten to $50,000 a month in this business? Then why are we having a discussion? What are we talking about? So you can't entertain those conversations until you're playing at that level. Does that make sense to everybody? Now let's have a different conversation about why you as an ETL have not gotten to the point of even owning the franchise. Because the ownership of franchise in this business is just at RD. You don't have a business that's profitable and maximum, to me, this is all Byron, profitable until you're at least RVP. And you don't have a conglomerate. You are not a person that is overseeing and can entertain the decisions of a CEO until you're an SVP. Now, at that point, we can have a discussion. Me and Al have discussions about the business all the time, very transparently and openly. And we're both still here. So what does that tell you? That our businesses are fine and well. You have a man that has done quite well before he was 30 in this business, being myself, being able to retire under 30 and have several businesses before I came in ACN, and another man that's been able to own banks and everything else. That's not to impress you. Just Mr. Al Thomas is one of the most revered men. Take away his color and his gender, he's one of the most revered business people in the world for who he was becoming and became before he entered this game, and still standing strong hosting this. So I want people to be very clear about your reflection. That's stage 2. You need to go to the mirror and have a real conversation about what is your plan, your seed, your planning, your roots, and everything else. And then you got stage 3, which is exalt, elevation, escalation. This is a time in which more opportunity exists, more room is being made, more space, more skill sets to be developed in order to expand upon your income. More residual income, more virtual. To be able to work in a virtual world means that it's saving you gas, it's saving you money, it's saving you plane rides, it's saving you national money. You don't have those excuses anymore. Why am I going to the national? I haven't even made a penny. How about you don't have a national? How are you doing now? Have you taken that money that you spend going to a national and invested? So going to a national is going to cost me, what's this, $300 a night? I got to be there for 3 nights. There goes about $1,000. Then the plane ticket, and there's 2 of us going, and I got to help my team. There goes about another $1,000. So I'm paying about $2,500, $3,000 to go to a national, and that's what. So we've missed 2 nationals. Here's my question. Have you invested, while you've been in this space, $6,000 in your business to get a return on your own business that you can work virtually from home? Do you have a new computer set up? Did you go get new virtual business cards? Have you put an ad campaign out there to be able to attract new prospects for business? What have you done to be able to truly lift your business up? The money that you would have put in just the national. We won't even talk monthly fees or the weekly fees or going to the meeting or the weekly meeting or driving to people's houses. That problem, the 6,000 nationals missed. Another, I don't know, at least 1,000 to 2,000 and all that. Six months in. invested in making profit is usually the amount of money that they're looking to get on a return. So I'm looking at, if you invested $5,000 in your business, you probably would have earned $15,000 in return. But the question first must invest in business. It's a prison of perspective. I put on my a few of my people on.
Sir, you're breaking up quite a bit.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah.
Better right here?
Yeah, better right there.
Okay, excellent. So there's a few people on the call that are on what I call feed. So if you'd like to get into it, you can put it in Messenger or contact any of the leaders. Feed stands for Fruitful Education Every Day. And I have a few people that are on it. Now in that station, I actually put a story on there, and the story is powerful. And in that, how can you see me? You guys look frozen. I want to make sure you can hear me. You can hear me clearly? Good. I'm not moving. Excellent.
We kind of lost you. We were talking about investing, how much money they invest in their business since they're sitting at home. We kind of lost you back there.
Right. Okay, so in that conversation, the question is, if we put $5,000 in our business, that would generally generate you about $15,000 back in your business. But the first question before you can even look at those dynamics is, how much have you invested in your business in the last 90 days to 120 days? So if you haven't done that, people are missing the big picture. So I have a program, which I call Feed, which is just a chat. Nobody else can post in it, which is called Fruit Education Every Day. And there's quite a few people in there, Bryn. I mean, quite a few get that post every day where there's a challenge of doing something amazing, positive every day. But I put a story in there this week. And in that story, there was a guy who worked at a factory. And in that factory, he walked out and he had sawdust and he would saw and he would cut. And he would walk out the first day on Monday with a barrel and it had all sawdust in it. And on the top of the sawdust, he had a package that was wrapped up. And the security looked at him, because you got to go through security. He said, "What's in your package?" He said, just sawdust. He opened it up and said, "Well, open it up." He opened it up. I said, "Okay, go right ahead." He came out with a wheelbarrow again the next day. He said, what are you doing? This, you can't take things from the factory." He said, "Sawdust." He opened it up, said, "Yeah, it is." So Tuesday came, Wednesday came, Thursday came, same thing. Friday, he's like, "Dude, but you again? What the hell? What do you got in the, what's in the wheelbarrow? What are you taking out here?" I kind of feel like you're stealing something and I'm not able to detect exactly what you're taking out of here. So I'll tell you what, I'll make a deal with you. You tell me what you're stealing and I will let you get away with it. He said, open up the package, opens up sawdust again. He said, "Come on, let's make the deal. I promise you, I will not let you get in trouble at all." He said, "What are you stealing?" He looks at him, he said, "Wheelbarrows." The point of the story is, we're so focused on the small package and so many things that have nothing to do with the big picture in our lives that we get lost in the small details of BS and manure and sawdust. This business is so big, it's so mammoth. Depending on what prism, where are you looking at? What's the trajectory of your thought process? You're playing the Joneses. You might as well be looking at somebody else driving in a car next to you. How come this person hit ETT so fast? Or why this person is at RD? Or how come this way? Well, I'm having problems with this. The same marketing plan a person has been in ETL and in RD for the year is the same marketing plan that someone during this COVID time hit RD and hit RBP and is getting prosperous checks and is flourishing, thrive while other people are surviving and other people are dying. You get to choose your lane: dying, surviving, or thriving. You should write that down. Which lane do you want to drive in? And once you put your compass, your GPS, in the thriving lane, your mind will focus totally on you're doing. Somebody asked me in an interview, I was driving here to this summit where I am in this very private, luxurious resort a friend of mine owns, to do this private, in-depth, like boot camp training. He said, "What was your biggest failure?" And I said, "I don't know. I don't think I've ever had a failure. Every failure has taught me how to be able to get to the next level." I actually embrace my failures. I really do. I enjoy failing forward. I enjoy figuring out what doesn't work. And I used an example of what I did 2 years ago. I invested 100,000, over 100,000, about 150,000 with an investment team of individuals that were off the grid under the table. And I cleared probably about 350,000 on that investment in less than 6 months. I got so excited. I actually found another man who was with investing. I gave him 100,000, and within about 3 months, because he had turned 100,000 into $1 million once, twice actually. Over the course of that time, he lost 12,000. So I was down at what's that put me at? 88,000. So then I said, let me get my money back, because over this period of time, I've done better with this other pet. So we tried to get the money back, and guess what? I got no money back. Why? Because we couldn't do the money in an account in the United States, so we did it in an offshore account that was volatile from London. And in turn, it wasn't the kid that lost the money, it was some crooked people that had the offshore account that then crashed the market, took the money out, and then said we just made a bad investment, which was not the case. That was a bad decision. Was it a bad decision to be investing in the kid? No. He just didn't understand the algorithms of business. There's certain seasons to invest the way he was investing. The bad decision was I didn't go further to figure out where my money was being placed in an account, that in an environment that I had no control over. So what did I learn from that? I learned never to do that again. Obviously. You don't just sneeze at losing $100,000, y'all. But it taught me a whole lot to be able to pay more attention than listen to what I'm saying, than to relying on somebody else to control and build my future. It taught me to be able to go a step further and understand. I heard Mr. Thomas before we started this call, or in the interim of my coming on, of the ups and downs. You got to understand our business, just like any business, just like any life, you want to write down is a graph. And just like if you look at the New York Stock Exchange or any stock, there's going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to go up. You just want to have a trajectory that it doesn't go too far down, and you keep it on a trajectory of going up, and you have the full control over that, of being able to develop your business and your life that are interchangeable, predicated on your altitude, which will dictate your altitude as to how you build your life and your business. It's an amazing thing. Your mind is a shaft. It is a and as deep as you want. There's so much gold there. If you dig more into your mind, take more control of your mind, your body will follow and the physical world will follow. It's the way your mind gets you into actions. It's the way your mind thinks that gets you off track. It's the way it's that empty space of you having something there that starts to wonder. I hope some of you guys are getting this. Is this making sense? You guys follow me on this so far? That's why the downloading of reading, downloading of conversations, you got to protect the conversations you have. You got to ask yourself, when you're talking to the people around you, are they asking you to hang out? Are they asking you to go out on a date? Are they asking for quality time? Are your children begging you? I mean, even with my son on Father's Day, it was amazing. He said, Dad, what do you want to do for Dad's Day? I was supposed to be gone till Monday. I forgot completely it was Father's Day because he very rarely asked, though I spend every Father's Day with him. I just didn't even think about it. And he said, what do you want for Father's Day? You know what my response is? I want to write a book with you. That's what I want for Father's Day. I want to write a book for everything in your 21 years that every child should be taught to a child in 21 years of his living on this planet. I want to combine my mind of, number one, you should know God. Number two, you should know hygiene. Number three, you should know financial literacy. Number four, you should know leadership. Number five, you should know how to be able to stand on your own 2 feet and be able to build your credit. Number six, I'm going on a list. I said, I want to combine on what I believe and what you believe you were missing to create the most amazing life for a child that they were to start all over again. What was missing in your life? Or what is it that is needed? I didn't realize till 19 he didn't know how to shave. I was like, what's going on with all this stuff right here? He's like, and then chef, oh, wow, I never taught. Little things. Little things. How is that applicable to our business? The more, listen to what I'm saying, listen to what I'm saying, listen to what I'm saying, listen, Linda. The more you participate in your venture, the more you have invested, the likely it is that you'll go anywhere. The more you'll be forced to figure out how to make it work. The less you have invested in your participation in the business, the easier it is to be able to bow out of opportunity. Does everybody understand that conversation? I want you guys to get what I'm saying there. The only way a person, this has nothing to do with the current circumstances, by the way. I'm talking to you. The more you have invested in your business and in your opportunity, where I started with what Mr. Al Thomas said of investing $5,000 in replacement of you going to a national or going to doing PBRs or this and the other. I'm not talking about the drive time, the gas time, the outfit. I'm not talking about the participation, the registration. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the more you bought the equipment. I'm sitting here amongst a whole bunch of trees. If I'm going to start a lumber company, the more I have invested in buying a tractor and a machine that cuts down these trees, at least likely I can say tomorrow I'm out. If I just paid $60,000 for a machine, then I have to pay to be able to find a place to be able to just set up the lumber. Then I have to find a place to house the lumber. Then I have to pay for the manpower and the labor for people to come out here and help me with things that I don't know how to do. The more I'm invested in my craft and in my business, the less likely. Now I got a lease on this land where I'm actually going to be doing my business. I got a year lease. See, if you have a year lease, you can't say I'm out in 3 months. If you go out there and you go and get a store in a mall, a brick and mortar, you can't say when you got a year contract, 2-year contracts, and I'm just out. You can't take that kind of loss. So you got to ask yourself, if you ever looked at your business and want to know why it's not thriving, it's probably because you don't have anything invested in it. It's easy to walk when you don't have nothing invested in it. Oh, I just take my losses. Take your losses. What do you have in it to lose? You got everything to gain and nothing to lose. Somebody on your plant, they said, you know what, I like to become a partner, but I want to start as an employee. I'm gonna work my way up. They quit. Do you just walk away because somebody else quit? Because somebody said I'm not doing the opportunity? You have an ETL walkout. You have a qualified trainer that doesn't, they even get qualified 3 days and then they walk away. Somebody promised to get in, they don't do anything for 30 days. How does that stop your production? If you have deadlines that you have to meet, contracts you have to meet, visions you have to meet, you got to take your employee mentality off and put on an employer mentality. You need to learn how to become a boss and take on full responsibility. Are you guys getting this so far? Now we apply that to our business. I'm going to ask you, in the last week, if you just looked at it and did the division of 1,000 prospects becoming your customers, that's 2,000 people being approached for the business. If nobody got into the business, there's 300 days in the year. I'm just going to round it out to 300. 300 divided into 2,000 is less than 7 people contacted a day. Are you contacting 7 minimum people per day as a touch point for anything? Becoming a customer, becoming a business partner, of developing a new person on your team. How are you finding your leaders? The leaders find you. You don't have to find your leaders, but you aren't going to find your leaders until you lay a solid foundation for the erection of your business. Your business has to erupt. It has to thrive. It has to be launched. It has to be pushed. You have to put in fight and stop looking for the outcome. Stop looking for the immediate gratification of how long does it take to get paid? How much time have you put into it to get paid? It really only takes about 2 weeks to get a check in this. If you just look at the customer acquisition piece of it alone. There's 4 different ways you can get paid in the business, and some of us get paid 6 times a month because we're building in other marketplaces. There's nothing more gorgeous than knowing that possibility. So it has to do, everything we're talking about right here has to do with the way that you think. Some of you overthink. Now, let me also say this. Once you think, what are you doing? What are you doing? What is your process for today? Today is Friday. Some people are still under the psyche that this Friday leads to a weekend. Right now in this COVID time, there is no weekends. Every day is Monday. Look at it as a pass to give yourself, oh my God, I don't have to work. What if everybody from the first day, just let's take a look at our thinking. What if everybody from the first day that this thing happened said, I'm not working, I'm stuck at home, I got 3 months, a minimum of 2 months, I know, and all I'm gonna do is work my ACM business. I'm just gonna work my ACM business from home and do all that I can for 3 months without the possibility of parole of going back to my job. What would ultimately happen? What would happen to your business? Can you guys hear me? I see Al's mouth moving. Can you hear me, Al? Okay. Is he talking to me? Al, you talking to me?
All right, so don't forget tonight at 6 o'clock p.m. tonight, we have happy hour tonight. So don't forget to bring whatever your libation you want to have with you, snacks, whatever you want to have with you. We're going to have some fun. It's going to be a fun night tonight, and I'm excited about tonight's happy hour. So don't forget to join us tonight at 6 o'clock. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock, we're doing a 1 through 10 presentation on every Saturday, every Sunday in June. And then tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, I'm doing a training, a leadership training. And then Sunday night, I'll be back. We'll be back with our training of a product. But since it's Father's Day, it's going to be a shortened down presentation. And men, I want all the men to join us on what it means to be a man. And ladies, you can join us on Sunday night. It's going to be a condensed version. We're not going to keep people very long because it is Father's Day. So we're excited about that. Well, look like we lost some gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. He's in the mountains. So I thank you all for being on the call today. Want to appreciate every single one of you. And tonight, here again, tonight, 6 o'clock. Pacific Coast time, happy hour. Bring whatever you want to drink. We're going to have a great time tonight. Get ready to laugh a little bit and be able to be very interactive. So we'll have our happy hour tonight. Ask Al. Happy hour. Al's happy hour at 6 o'clock tonight. And with that, I'm going to let everybody go and get into your day. Thank you so much for your time. See everybody tonight or tomorrow again. We'll see everybody again tomorrow at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock for presentation. Oh, Mr. Nelson, you're back. Can we hear you?
I don't know.
No.
Are we there?
All right. Everybody have a good afternoon. Good morning. Thank you all. God bless. Bye-bye.